So then, spooling up a fly line, it really isn't that difficult. However, make sure you're prepared in the first place and the job will be far, far easier. Here's the bits and pieces that I need in order to make my fly line change quick and easy. When I say quick, I mean stupid quick. First up, obviously, is a fly line. In this case, it's a floater, and I really like this floater. Casts like a dream, loads the rod exceptionally well, but it's also got a tippet ring built into it. For the long leaders that I fish, this makes a huge difference. Nymphs, dries, single lure, you name it. What a difference this little ring makes. It's absolutely tiny, and the weld's perfect. And what that allows me to do is when I'm fishing with long leaders, when I'm nymphing or etc., it allows me to pull my fly line in without anything getting snagged in the rings. It's super smooth and it makes for tippet changes. A really easy thing to do. I kind of rate these highly enough. If you've not tried it, I suggest you try it for yourself. You'll be stunned at how much of a difference it makes to your fishing. Obviously, you need your spool ready to go, so you've got your back on. What you do is, if you put your fly line into the spool, you'll get an idea of how deep it's going to be and how much space it's going to take on the cartridge. That's what I've done here beforehand, so I've got exactly the amount of mounting backing on that. The other thing, sharp pair of scissors. You're messing about with braid, so you want something extremely sharp. Didn't muck about with kitchen scissors, you'll be there forever. So, yep, on to the next stage. A line winder. I see so many guys, I used to do it myself, you would try and spool a line up straight for the spool. Good luck with that. It's carnage, it really is. And a lot of line manufacturers nowadays, they'll use a cardboard spool holder. So it's recycled material. Yeah, really difficult. So get yourself a line winder. The things make a tremendous difference. Next up, every fly fisher should have one. Power tool. In this case, a drill. All will be made clear shortly. But trust me, this makes things so much more simple. Transfer your fly line onto the line winder. Make sure the line winder is secured to something solid so it's not moving. And you want the line winder pulled out, the cogs, the spokes, whatever you want to call them, pull them out so that the line's under tension. You don't want this thing loose in there, it has to be tight onto the line winder. So you've got a little bit of friction, which is key. You've then got this thing, and this is the key to making things super easy, silly quick. And when I got put onto this, I was blown away. This looks like some weird, hideous contraption that belongs either in a hospital or a sex dungeon. It is a weird looking thing, but let me take you through it and explain. So, polymorph. What on earth is polymorph? Well, polymorph's like plastic balls that can be moulded. When you mix cement with water, depending on how much water in there, you get a thick or thin cement. Well, this is the same, but it's a plastic. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to mould the small plastic balls into shape. Here's how it works. So you've got the plastic. You basically add hot water for a kettle. Leave it to soak for a bit, and then the granules sort of blend together. You'll then get a lump in the bowl. You basically want to lift that out. I would suggest tongs because it's obviously very, very hot. But as it begins to cool down, you can mould it, and that's the key. Whatever reel you're using, you can mould it so that the plastic fits the spokes, and they'll fit the spokes nice and tightly. This is how it'll look on your reel. Obviously, you'll do it to the reel that suits you. There you go. So that locks onto that reel, that particular spool. You can see it sits on there nice and tight. And I've moulded that on an old bolt. The bolt fits in the drill bit. Bob's your auntie. And so, spooling. I've got everything set up here. Let's just get rid of that. That shouldn't have been in the shot. You'll see me fiddling about with this because you need it tight on the cogs or the spokes if you like. What I'd also suggest is you attach your fly reel to a rod. Gives it a solid stable base rather than having it in your hand. So just make sure that the line's not attached in any of the cogs whatsoever. Pull it nice and tight. Again, you need friction. Drill it ready. Put your finger up the rod a little bit because you'll get a spool this. Again, I'm just checking. A couple of turns. See where that's caught. This is crucial, this bit. Make sure this is tight. Took me a couple of attempts, but there it is. Tightened. So now we get ready with this. Don't go too fast, whatever you do. Nice and steady. Takes less than 20 seconds to do the wheel. Perfect. So, actual spooling time, real time, the time it takes for me to get a whole fly line, 35 yards worth, onto a fly reel. Easy. This is what happens when you rush it. The lights are doing the light. Oh dear. So that's how not to do it. Take your time, get it right, and it's very, very simple.